First thing to do today is to get this tarpaulin off here. Second thing I need to do is to make sure that it is creating purified water. And the third thing to do is get it mounted inside the back of my van, because I need to start practicing how to do water-fed pole window cleaning. So let's stop crapping and let's get cracking. So there is a few things I need to do to this system before I put it in my van, and that is to make sure it's making purified water, and also, most importantly, that it is not leaking at all, because that would be a disaster. Hopefully it's going to be straightforward, quick plug and play, make sure it's making the water. I'm also going to time how long it's going to take to fill those tanks. There's about 500 litres worth there in them tanks, so I'm ready to turn it on. Just double checked everything, make sure everything's going in the right direction, which I do believe it is. I am expecting some leaks. Hopefully there won't be any at all, so then I can start to get it in the van. So let's turn this on. Oh, first leak. So I've just turned it off. It was leaking just out of there, out of the centre of there. There was a little leak in the pressure valve just there as well, so I need to address those. There's no other leaks anywhere else that I can see. If I wanted a leak anywhere, it wouldn't have been there. That's going to be a right chore to get all that off. So the leaks have stopped. Some of them fittings there, just the little clips to do with just tightening them up on that pressure gauge, and that were fine. That fitting inside the middle of there is an absolute most stupidest fitting, and whoever decided to put that in there wants an absolute slap, because it is absolutely useless. But I have managed to stop it from leaking, so with no more leaks out of there. It's running at just over 60 psi, fluctuating a little bit up and down. Everything seems to be fine as is, so all I'm going to do, we've got a 5 litre little tub here. I'm just going to fill that full of that water, time it, see how long it takes to fill that, then I can kind of work out how long it's going to take to fill that tank there. So let's get a timer set and let's fill it up. Get set, go. So I'll stop it there at 3 minutes. That is full, 5 litre in 3 minutes. So we'll do the math on that and we'll work out how long it's going to take to fill my Tommy tanks. Right, so I've just done my maths, and I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer when it comes to mathematics, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's taken 3 minutes to fill that 5 litre barrel up little drum. So I've divided that, 3 divided by 5 is 1.6. I've times that by 6, that gives this 6 minutes in an hour. That's given me 100 litres an hour. And then all I've done is just multiply that by the size of them, which is 500 litres. So in my head, it's going to take 5 hours, roughly, to fill the tanks. Am I right or am I wrong? Please correct me. So let me quickly show you inside of the van. Right, I'm going to leave this boarding down. It's the same sort of boarding that you'll find on a trailer or what have you, so it should be pretty tough, durable, and it shouldn't rot. And if it does rot, it's going to take years and years and years. Plus, these vans are notorious for being good at not rotting as well. Don't see that every day using a skatey board, do you? Come on, you beggar. It's the future. Skateboards are the future. Come on, baby. I'm trapped in here now. She is in. I need to get my reel, make sure I've got enough room for that. Everything's pretty close, which I'm happy with, so I can adjust the flow and all that sort of jazz. Everything's to hand with it being nice and far back behind back axle. Let me show you at the front of the van. I've still got a decent amount of room, but I need to sort some fixings to get it fixed. I had a few ideas as to which way I was going to go about it, but I think I've come up with a good solution. So join me tomorrow and we'll continue the build. Welcome to day 2 of installing this into the back of the van. And obviously I've still got a few bits to do. That needs putting back in. All this needs the positive feed getting to, but once it's bolted down I can then do all of that. So today's task is to get it bolted down. So all I'm going to do, 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, either corner on the other side to avoid the tank. Then all I'm going to do, I'm going to push this back all the way just to there, so then it exposes the holes what I've got to drill into, make access to them in the little boards, because I don't really want to move that board and take that board out. Fill that in, pull it back, bolt it down, and then we'll be done. Fingers crossed. Are you ready? Like a glove. So all I'm going to do, I've got a hole saw just here. I'm going to go through just the board to get access to underneath. Like I said, I don't want to take this whole board out, so I'm just going to get access to underneath. Then I'll drill the hole for the fittings that I'm going to be using. So what I'm going to be using to attach my tanks to my floor are these flare nut, jack nut, or if you wanted you could use a rivet nut. This should be more than sufficient, more than capable enough to hold them down. And if you don't know how these work, let me show you. So I've drilled a hole, the desired hole that I need, get it in there. Now I'm just going to use the persuader. There we go. So one thing you are going to need the correct tool, rivet tool, flare nut tool. Screw that in. So I'll squeeze that trigger like that. And as you can see, it's flared up against that metal, acting a bit like a washer. I'll tighten it up even more, and then I'll squeeze it. And that's it, it won't go in any further. So I'll unscrew that. You can't move it, that is solid as a rock. There we go. Right, so there we go, that is it, absolutely rock solid, not going anywhere. I am going to change them bolts before you start commenting. I'm going to put some X heads in. I don't like using the Allen keys in there. So it's been a full week since I've installed this. I've been driving around, I've not had anything in it, but I've been thinking about it and I'm not happy with just having 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3 in the back. Plus also I don't think they're big enough, so I'm going to put some bigger bolts in, but I'm not going to use the flare nut, jack nut that I had in before. I'm going to be using these rivet nuts that I've managed to get hold of. They will accept a bigger bolt, and they should be tougher as well. No. So there we go, look at that, they are all in. I've gone 7 at the back, 4 at the front, there you go, as you can see, and it is going absolutely nowhere. Stop the video right there. It's been a full week since I added the extra bolts into the tank and I'm still not happy. I just don't think with the thinness of the floor and those fittings that it's going to be secure enough to hold that tank if I was to crash. I think it'd just rip them straight out the floor, and there's probably a few of you keyboard warriors out there ferociously typing as I speak. Oh yes, I was gonna suggest that. Well, fear not, numbnuts. I am gonna do something else to add a little bit more security in holding the tanks. So let me show you what I'm gonna be doing. Right, I have been out to a place local to us and I've picked these up. Look at those, they do come out of there, but you do get that little plastic casing to go around, which I think is a nice little touch. So I'm going to position these little D-ring anchor points, one in either corner, one there, same on the other side. Bolt them down, ratchet strap over and over, and then I think, well, I don't want to think, I want to stop thinking about this tank. I'm hoping that that is going to be enough, and I think that will put my mind at rest. Let's get these bolted down. No. So that is them in. That's how, let me just quickly show you the front as well. There you go, one there, one there. The straps are on, I've got a strap on. That's the other side, as you can see. So there we go, it is bolted down and it is strapped down. And before all you keyboard warriors start commenting or trying to write another comment once again, yes, I have been in contact with my insurance and it is covered for a water tank because it is an added extra on my insurance, an extra £30 it was for the year. So I'm covered on that front, and it also covers me for having it either bolted down or strapped down inside the vehicle when I am driving around. So I am covered on both fronts, strapped and bolted. So yeah, I'm 100% covered. So delete that comment you were just about to post in this video. Join me for another video though. I am also going to be doing some overhead storage ready for when my poles go in. Check that video out when it goes on, if it's not already on. So that's it for now. I'll see you later. Ta-da, see you there. Bye-bye.